What's up, everyone? Today, Bandai just dropped some insane news regarding updates on the new structure decks coming out, and then also some OP17 news. So we're going to go over those and then talk about the new cards and kind of what we are going to be expecting this to be affecting the meta. So let's get right into it. Alright, so we're going to get it in with the initial reveals coming in first. So we're going to get the new kind of boss monsters that are going to be going in with the structure decks for supporting all these new leaders. So starting off with is the new Rush Luffy. So this Rush Luffy, if you have given 3 Dawn to characters for the turn, it gains Rush. And then additionally, on play for every different Straw Hat you control, you can give something on play minus 1k power. The problem I see with this card is, yes, theming-wise, it works really hand-in-hand with the structure deck Luffy that it is being partnered with, because it's able to distribute 2 Dawn to characters every single turn, so it's going to make it easier to get off the effect. However, you're not really being able to get it off for free. The leader effect doesn't even immediately facilitate the full ability, and then also a 7/9 statted red body. It's going to be really, really hard to replace the EBO4 Zoro. It's going to be the same exact stats. It doesn't necessarily have Rush in the same way because it can't attack the leader, but it still has character Rush, so being able to swing in there, and then also the 2k potty. I'm going to have a hard time seeing people justifying playing this Luffy over that Zoro. However, maybe I'm wrong, or maybe we can see something where they play hand in hand. But even at the same time, if you're going for like an extremely aggro Rush build, I would rather just be playing the 5/6 starter deck Luffy, where it's on attacking, give something a Dawn instead. I can see that getting a lot more value. You have to be careful with all the non-counter, especially in red. Red's known for not having a lot of counter in hand, so you have to be careful with that. Alright, and then we're seeing more of the cards. Alright, now, this Mihawk. This Mihawk's really, really good, actually. So, it's not even the first time it's once per turn, but when it's rested, you get to draw a card and discard a card, which is filtering. I mean, it's nice. That part, it helps you dig into some of your random green pieces faster. It works better with the Mihawk leader, obviously, because you're able to facilitate it the first turn you play it. However, what's really the starlight is the on-play effect. The on-play effect, if you have a slash attribute leader, on play, you get to play a slash attribute character with 5 cost or less from your hand. Or not necessarily slash, but also Perona as well. So the premier target for this is going to be the extra booster Cavendish, the on play and on attack being able to give something, setting 2 Dawn active. Incredible value. That card is amazing. It's one of the best green cards. And being able to, on a 6 Dawn curve, being able to slam that out and then get establishing 2 big bodies on board, and then get a lot of Dawn advantage and field advantage at the same time, and really being able to swarm your opponent out. Additionally, because it also lets you play Perona, you have the Perona that can on-play and prevent 2 characters that are 5 cost or less from being able to rest, so you can stop blocking plays, or you can stop attacking plays on the next turn on the follow-up. This card is definitely going to be a huge player in green, for sure. Outstanding card. Definitely one of the major highlights for the structure decks. Garp. So Garp is going to be on play. If you have a Navy character or a Navy leader, you can play a Navy character with 8k power or less other than Garp from your hand. So this card is good. The problem is it doesn't do anything too different. We already have the 8k Garp, the 8/8 Garp that lets you play an 8 or less Navy as well. So it doesn't even you're not gaining new abilities. You are able to kind of replace that with a something that's a lower body, be able to play it faster and establish more board presence, and it also has counter, so it's less likely to brick. It because they're both GARPs, you're not actually able to spam both of them at the same time, which would be insane. So I understand why this card's a GARP. The body of choice is going to be the Kuzan, the blue Kuzan, that's going to be able to stun something on the field as well from attacking. So you're going to be able to generate board presence and then get some bodies on board. But I don't really see this being a game changer for blue. The blue Kuzan Navy deck right now, you're not doing anything crazy. You're not doing anything new. It was always able to do these kind of plays. So yes, it gets a little bit faster. You're able to do it one turn faster, but still, I don't see this being the game breaker that's going to really push that Kuzan deck into meta relevance, but maybe I'm wrong. Alright. Big Mom. Purple Big Mom. So it's going to be on play, Dawn -4, you get to gain a life, and then you get to set one of your opponent's characters to 0k power. This is really good card all around. Being able to gain a life and then also being able to set whatever the biggest thing on your opponent's board to 0, so that you're able just to swing into it with a really low cost value and being able to get rid of it, whether or not you just throw your leader into it for 5, or if you have like a 1/2 searcher on board, being able to swing 2 into that, it's going to be really, really amazing value. I know in the past we've had a lot of like giant purple 10 drops that do a lot of things. That's what purple's known for. So whether or not this specific 10 drop is going to be the game changer that sets purple into the meta relevance, I'm not entirely sure, but I do see a future where when purple is the hot deck again, this is definitely going to jam in nicely. But I'm not quite sure that this is going to be the game changer for purple entirely on itself, but maybe even throwing it into the blue-purple Luffy deck. We can't play Big Mom and Katakuri in the same deck, but we would be able to play this Big Mom and Katakuri in the same deck, so maybe that's going to be the difference maker for that deck. Blue-purple Luffy's going to go heyday yet again. Alright, so Koala, the first effect's kind of weird. So it gains blocker. It's not just like on your opponent's turn or on your turn or whatever. It just gains blocker. So I don't know why they worded it that way versus just having it be blocker. But it also gains +1 cost, which is nice because in Black Mirror matches it prevents it from going lower. And then sometimes blue it matters, and also being able to establish some of your effects, because black recently has been trending towards the I want to make my own guys a higher cost to be able to get my abilities. Additionally, on play lets you take a Revolutionary Army from your hand or trash, and being able to with 4k power or less and being able to play it. I don't really see this being a game changer for that deck. It's definitely a nice deck. That the Revolutionary Army being able to swarm the board and getting as much advantage. Right now, the kind of main player for this would be the just playing chump blockers for free, which being able to like drop 7 and then get 2 blockers on the field is nice, but for a 7/6 isn't really all that's there. I feel like you could be doing a lot better with your turn. Alright, so Eustace Kid. So when your opponent attacks, you're able to flip the top or one of your life cards face up and then redirect the attack to a Eustace Kid on your field that has a base power of 5 or greater. So it's redirecting, it's like a blocker. Kid's known for doing it. It's very in theme. It's pulling the attack. He's using his magnetism to redirect the attack. Yeah, it's a blocker, and then it also has another ability that lets you draw and discard cards. I don't see it all that. It doesn't even have counter. I feel like this is an ability on a card for 6/7 that could honestly have had a counter on it. I don't see this seeing itself in any yellow pile right now. Yellow is so dominant and so good in the format and the meta. That deck is really, really established. Unfortunately, I don't really see this card seeing any lighter day. Maybe some really dedicated kid fans will want to jam it into their deck and list, but this is not going to make that deck, the new yellow Premier deck. Nami, hands down, is still going to be the top yellow deck, and they're not going to want to be playing this card. Alright, so that is the structure deck reveals. Now, the thing that we are all wanting to see, we are looking into the OP17. We're getting Elbaf cards. Now, this is the thing that we're all really, really excited for. It's super hype, being able to see the Elbaf stuff and then being able to see Loki. This is so cool. So, new Luffy leader. I know, right, guys? Imagine Luffy leader. We're back, guys. We're back. So we're getting a black Luffy leader. Any character that has a cost of 12 or higher becomes a blocker. So we're really going back on theme with that black. We want our guys to be bigger cost to gain effects, and then just inherently making all your big guys be blockers on top of whatever else they're doing seems pretty good. We'll really just have to see kind of like the support they give this, but it's a Luffy leader and it's Elbaf Luffy, so I see a hard time this not being really meta relevant eventually. The leader doesn't do anything like insanely inherent, but also at the same time it's pretty strong. Now, this Luffy is interesting. So, if you have any character on your field that is 12 or higher, it gains Rush. So, even though we're black, Luffy likes Russian. He's hitting you. So, we are definitely going to be doing some Luffy attack plays. And then also on play, you're going to be able to play a 2 cost or less from your trash for free. So, maybe I could see a world where you play this down and then the 2 cost or less is something that's like on play, give something on your board an extra 4k cost, being able to give this Luffy the extra 4k cost or something else on your board just to inherently make the rusher plays happen, or maybe you're going to grab a search or a blocker. We're just really going to have to see what's going on. Alright, now the thing we are all excited for, the Secret Loki. What a cool looking card. So, he becomes a 12k costed character and gains 3k power during your opponent's turn. So this is going to work with the Luffy. So he's a 6/11 blocker. Essentially, is what he's doing. And then on play, being able to KO 4 or less. So it's really interesting with this card because it is working well with the Luffy being able to be like such a huge statted blocker. That's really hard to remove. And on top of that, it has the black removal that black has been kind of like getting away from, because black removal has been some of the most oppressive mechanics in One Piece, and they've really pulled away from it. So being able to see Loki have that ability, I don't know if Luffy's going to facilitate a deck where it's doing both things, or maybe we're going to be seeing a standalone Loki deck that facilitates its focus on the destruction, and then the Luffy's defense on blocking, and this card is meant to be played in either strategy, and then even when it is played in the Luffy, being able to kind of like KO some random 4-drops. Or maybe it's just meant to be played in Luffy, and the Luffy deck is going to just kind of not really worry about subtracting costs. Maybe you're being able to use some older tools to help facilitate that in the deck, or maybe it's like, hey, I'm playing this big blocker, and then on play I just kind of gotta remove a 4-cost body, which is still really nice, especially on a 6/8 body. This is definitely a phenomenal card. Really excited. I'm really glad Loki got some strong treatment with that. The Luffy leader, this alt art, so gorgeous. I'm so excited for that. We're getting another Whitebeard leader, so this is very interesting. once a turn, you can, on your opponent's attack, you can discard a card and give something on your field 4K power for this battle. So it is like the red-blue ace, where you're discarding cards to get shield advantage, but the 4K is really, really nice. However, it's on, you're not getting the draw that ace also gets. It's only red, so you're not getting that huge hand advantage. It doesn't have 6K power. We are a 5-life leader, so we'll have to see. As just comparing vanilla to vanilla, in a vacuum scenario, I don't see this getting replacing Ace as the premier Whitebeard leader, or Whitebeard Pirates leader. It is very cool, and maybe we're going to be seeing some interesting cards around this leader that will really boost this as a character. But honestly, everything that would just stand alone facilitate this as your leader, I feel like would also work really well with Ace as well. So unless we're going to get some crazy cards that specifically only wants you to have a Whitebeard as your leader and Edward Newgate versus being a Whitebeard Pirates, I don't see this replacing Ace anytime soon, but I could be wrong. We'll just have to see in the future. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your guys' times. If you liked the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and then let me know what you guys want to see in the future. Thank you so much.